crazy? Right.
You should have a link now that you be able to download. Oh, man, I saw it pop up.
Her volume has turned down. A few seconds. 10 seconds. 5. Hey, 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 y'all. Woohoo, it's Arizona. This is Arizona. They passed it, baby. Woo-hoo. You know what time it is now, whether it's medicinal or recreational, it's passed. Only one thing though, don't get too quick at it because we can't really go out there and do what we want to do until it's totally passed. Okay, so just kick back like we've been doing a little bit and keep it cracking. Okay, and then eventually we'll have a little party. You don't have to worry about it. It's gonna be so good because you can walk out now. You ain't got to worry about getting in trouble if you get caught or anything because you have to have a little bit less meow. But anyway, but it's good for the medical part. I'm really serious. It's really good for you because me that because I was on some medication and I got off of it when I was smoking. I know for a fact that it works, but because certain jobs have you can't really keep doing that. Some people can't, regardless if it's legal or not. The job still can test. But anyway, it does work. Maybe sometime later I will invite a doctor that really knows that can tell the true facts about the medical part. Okay, with marijuana. But anyways, you can do what you want to do. But how about this election? I haven't watched it in a couple hours, but I know Biden is winning, and I'm glad. Only because we need to cut back on this racialness. It's out of hand. And I hear now that his followers or his the Proud Boys, I don't know who it is. Let me disclaimer. I don't know who it is, but I heard allegedly that they were threatening the black people. They're going to kill our kids and do that. I mean, come on. This is where has this gone? This is supposed to be a simple election. I mean, back in the day, it started. You elect people in office, you keep it moving. It's done point now with the cheating, or allegedly the cheating. I mean, it's getting away from the proud, the free, the brave. You know what I'm saying? It's getting away from all that. So I don't understand it. I really don't understand it, y'all. But I just hope that once Biden get in, that they do what they're supposed to do. Anybody that takes office, with your blackness, you know what? When you get in, please do what you gotta do, okay? I want to shout out to the first Black African American female who is on the Senate, and her name is Shirley McCoy. Chacoin. I can't pronounce her last name. Chacoin. But anyways, she's the first black lady who took the Senate and seat in the election. So we're glad. So we give a little shout out for that. Okay. Yeah. All right, y'all. So since the George Floyd, there's been a lot of movement and stuff going on. These radical kids that's causing all these riots and everything, they need to pipe down. This election, they already are upset because Trump losing, but it still doesn't call for the riots and stuff. We have to come together. That's why I'm glad Biden's getting in because he can bring us together. I do believe he can bring us together. We have to get this racial attitude crap out the way. We have to. We can't go on and put that monkey on our back for generation to generation. Because the millennials are coming, guess what? They're going to squash all this. They're mad, they're upset, and then like they ain't dealing with this racist stuff. You could go ahead and send the girl the link. You can bring her on. If you're watching, Rushonda, we're going to bring you on right now, okay? Thank y'all for watching. This is the Valley Rose at Sound About 260 Radio. We give honor to God and everything, get that out of the way. But we need to come together, guys. I'm serious. We need to come together. And we kind of are, which I'm kind of glad. We've gotten closer than we have been in the past. The white people, the Haitians, the Latinos, we're mad, we're upset, we're angry We're sad. We're happy too as well, but this is different for us. It's a different type of life, you know. I wasn't expecting this. Kids weren't expecting it. I just hope that things change. If there has to be change, you know. Um, I want the country to get back to where we can trust our leaders. It's gotten to the point where we can't even trust the government. And for Donald Trump to switch it up and say, okay, that we're cheating and that our votes that we voted for don't count. Some of the votes don't count. That some of the voters went to the poll and went in and voted. Now he's trying to say that it don't count. That's not like what we used to say. Or what we still say, our votes don't count. That's all they're saying. And then now they got these radical people out there chanting it and saying, our votes don't count or something like that. Come on, take the L. All right, don't be such a sore loser. If you really want to make it work, y'all should work together. I don't care, Democrat, Republican. I know they say you can't, but I mean, come on, let's just pull together and this. I mean, it's our country, and why is it so divided? It's dividing everything. The churches, it's just a lot of division in the world, and shit. We need to come together. So that's what I'm hoping. That's what Martin Luther King was wishing that would happen soon, and I do believe the movement is coming. Okay, more of us need to participate. We need to take office. We need to get educated so we can get in the seats, and that's how you make change. Okay, we can go and protest everything, but I don't think that's going to be as effective as if we just go ahead and take the seats that's out there. The world is changing. It is, I won't say in the black favor, but we are given more opportunity and more chance. So we need to take advantage of it. So even though that we can smoke and everything in Arizona, don't get too relaxed, too comfortable, and that's all you want to do, and forget about your dreams, okay? Because it's easy to do that, and like I said, we need to get somewhere. We need to start taking rank. We can. It's opportunity. You gotta go for it. We really got to go for it. All right, so I'm going to bring up a young lady named Rosandra Candy Johnson. She comes on, and I met her over on the line. I saw she did an interview, and totally interview. I guess she was just going live, and I liked her energy. I liked her what she was doing. She's a Notary Republic, okay, and I would like to give her some exposure, and she could probably give you some input on what you might need to do. We have resources. I think that apartment deal is still going on where they pay $1,300, and they give you $1,300. You can pay your rent and your utilities with it. Okay, so anybody that wants to get involved in that, let us know. I think that's still going on. I want to give y'all a shout out. This is Sharon with the Valley Road Show at Sound About 260 Radio. I know the election's probably still going on, and just kind of like just go back and forth, but don't lose us because we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about relationships, and we're going to talk about a little bit more about the marijuana, and just play a little game or something. And I was supposed to give a free giveaway, but I didn't bring it. I forgot it, but I'll make sure I'll have it next week. But it's for the gamers. If you're a gamer, it's a $50 coupon for games stuff. I should probably go check it out myself because I said I want to do the virtual. And we put the little virtual camera thing out and everything. He's kind of acted out, which it might be going to that here lately in the next couple of years. Okay. Where we at now? So I want to talk about the good and the bad about the marijuana. Cannabis has been around for a long time, but the thing is, when you go to your job, I wonder how that's going to affect you now. If I'm smoking on my own time, you know what I'm saying, and then go to work. Maybe like say for instance over the weekend I party and I have to go to work Monday. I don't want to be held accountable, you know what I'm saying, or get in trouble unless I go there when I go to work high or something like that and mess something up. Okay, then that's a different story, which we shouldn't do that. So that's what I want to talk about to our brothers and sisters, y'all. You gotta be careful, okay? I don't want this to be a trap. Okay? And when you really get somewhere, but when you are doing it, don't be going to the job smoking. I don't think we did smoke on your lunch break or anything. So don't even try to do it. Somebody tries to convince you, don't even do it. Because it'll bring a lot of havoc and whatnot on you. Can you hear me? Did you bring your Shonda up yet? Okay. All right. But anyways, I've got to put my headphones on, get started. That's a little warm up. Like I said, I met with Shonda online. I really liked her energy. And then she invited me to this barbecue, it's a community barbecue for giving back. kids and whatnot, and to help people get help for their rent. And there's all kinds of resources. I brought my resources. We heard music. Big High sung. A couple other people sung. We had Boaz Hawkins out there singing. It was really good. We came together as a group, and I really liked it.
Right,
So
right.
I'm going to bring her on because I really think that she is a public figure here in Phoenix. She has a black-owned business in the Republic. Okay, so I want y'all to say hi to Rashonda Candy Johnson. Okay, everybody say hey. We come on the.
Hi, you guys.
Hey, how are you?
Okay.
I'm so glad. I want to thank you for coming on. Okay, I'm so glad.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah, so go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the audience a little more about you. I already told them a little bit how we met and whatnot, and how we got together and we helped the community by giving them resources. Is that rent deal still going on?
Say it again.
The $3,300 for rent and utilities, is that still
It's
going on?
$3,300 per household, and it was $3,300 per household, and it was for rent or mortgage, and it
Right.
was $600 for utilities. Now it's a waiting list.
Now it's what?
Definitely a waiting list now.
Wait list down? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how can where do they go to sign up for it?
I don't have that information with me. It's actually on my phone, and I'm streaming right now.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
We'll have to put it up on the website when we get done,
Okay.
so they can know. So anyway, so what do you think about all this going on? You know, I know you was talking earlier about how it's going to get worse and how we need to mount up and we need to take office. You know, what's your opinion on all this that's going on?
Personally, everybody has their different views on who should be the president for the next 4 years. There's people that say Trump. There's people that say Biden. Personally, I say Biden, and it really is not going to affect me. The tax cut, the 60% tax increase.
Mm-hmm.
It's only going to affect the millionaires,
Rich.
not so much of the middle class
Right.
and lower class.
Right.
It's also going to, by him becoming president, in my eyes, I feel that small people, small business owners, this is our time.
This is our time.
This is our time.
Yes.
I'm working on this. I'm a new business owner, and I have had a rocky start, and I pray that that all these people don't have to shut down their small businesses.
I know, and it's coming around again. It's coming around again, and I feel so sorry for them because they don't have the money. I hope they get the stimulus package where they can pick back up, but with this economy shutting down again, I don't know what to say. You know,
we're gonna get another stimulus package until the beginning of next year, but we'll pray for a better outcome.
Right. How's this affecting you? You have you have 3 kids with you, living with you right now?
Yes.
How do you manage that? How do you handle that? Are they taking online classes, or are they, how are you juggling all this?
School, except for the youngest, and it's a whole change. Like
Yes.
A lot of our children didn't really have the computer etiquette. And it was like, parents had to stop, drop, and roll, get internet, and teach their children how to use computers.
Yeah.
Even children in kindergarten are having to
Right.
use computers.
Tell me about it.
Online. So
I know.
frustrating, it's hard, and and it doesn't look like COVID is gonna get any better. It's getting worse.
It's getting worse. I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Worse. I left my house today, and I drove up the street, and I want to say by the time I left my house and made it about 5 or 10 blocks, there was about 5 COVID testing stations within a 3-mile radius.
Wow. They must
really
know
bad.
something. I mean,
So like I just urge everyone, cleanliness is next to godliness. Clean your hands, wear your mask, limit the grocery store visits, limit shopping.
right.
You know, I honestly don't understand why the city hasn't been back on lockdown right now because the cases are right.
Sharon, Rashandra, have you guys seen and been paying attention to what Connecticut, I believe it's Connecticut, has been doing? They're back on a curfew.
Yes, they are.
They're back on lockdown.
And they close.
So they said their cases have been jumping up. So what they decided to do, which is getting heat for it, but he doesn't give a fuck, because it's to make sure that the city and the state is safe.
Right,
So he put
right,
everybody
right.
back on
Right.
lockdown. You cannot be outside between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m.
You
And
should
what they
anyway.
did was also limit who can travel. If you're trying to travel at nighttime to them, they're not allowing you to do that anymore. And I believe them. I think it's the right thing to do.
It is the right
if you
thing.
want
have
to keep the state
You have
safe,
to.
because
You
I
have
think
to.
we reopened too early.
Like, we have to, because we didn't know too much about it, and then with the pressure of the businesses closing up, I mean, anyone in the business.
Now
And I
should every
understand they
state go ahead and
to-
follow suit in that?
I think we have to do a global shutdown, and I know that I don't have a business right
Exactly.
now like that to where I'm losing, so I have to think of the others. But in order for us to really get a hold of this, we have to. In order for there to be a beginning, there has to be ending. We have to end this now. As far as the gloving up and all that, people are doing it, but it's still spreading too much more. So something makes me think there's something else that we're missing. Something else is going. You know what I'm saying? Because even after all this time, it dies off. Your body has this way of just killing off, sickness and everything, diseases or bacteria or whatever. But this thing here is jumping. It doesn't have no race. It's not
Exactly.
purpose against anybody. It's because of the young,
Right.
old, black, white. I don't know. Now they're saying the cause of old blood. Now they're the victims of that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. But what gets me is all these deaths. They're killing us. They're killing us.
They're
Something's not right.
uncontrollable spread at this point in Arizona.
So
That's what I'm saying. It's an uncontrollable spread. It's too late to put us on lockdown and curfews and all that. It's spreading uncontrollably.
I don't think it's too late.
Every other household has COVID.
So it makes me think that maybe it's something that's already in us, in our bodies, period, and something else is happening that's triggering it.
Correct.
I don't know what the main reason is. I mean, haven't they killed off? I know they're doing depopulating everybody. But dang, how much more do you have to depopulate? And if they're not doing it, just they need to find out what's going on because something's happening and it's killing us. I don't know what's going on. They're trying to go up in space, and all that. And later, it's all kind of down, big old rise. And I've been off my phone. I don't know if y'all noticed the last couple of days I haven't been on that much because when I've been on it, after a while I get dizzy. I'm like this, and I get like nauseated. I got to put the phone down. I'm not to get too much of that, the radiation, that I'm getting. I don't know, but you gotta be careful with that too, because we don't know 5G. We don't know. It could be accumulated of a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the air. You smell the air lately around here? It don't even smell right when it comes to the vents of my car. It's just weird. It's just, I don't know. This whole thing is weird. It's really weird, and I can't grasp it. I don't want to. I'm trying to figure it out, but the best thing to do, I guess, is to stay home. Stay home, locked up. But like I said, some people have been in quarantine that have, and they still caught it. So that's what makes me think that it's something else. It's something that we probably already have in our body, and they found a way how to trigger that thing and kill most of us off. And I guess the weakest link goes. I don't know, because you got healthy people that's dropping. So that's another thing. You got people that's perfectly healthy. So I don't know, but hopefully there'll be a change once Biden gets in.
So do you guys really think that once Biden gets in, it's going to change?
Well, he's the one that wants to have a global shutdown. He's the one talking about shutting down businesses, and that's why a lot of the Republicans are there, because they didn't want the cut today. He was talking about he was going to do that because he has to. First thing he said he's going to do is get a hold of this virus. He said you can't do anything else. He was preaching to Trump. You can't do anything else until you get a hold of that virus. You can't go on doing that because it's killed you off. So you got to get the infection first. You know what I'm saying?
So Rashandra's into this politics and all the rest of this stuff, right?
We're trying.
She's into all that stuff. So what they're saying is, Rashandra, can you hear me? Just
Yes.
Not yet. Okay, awesome. So what I've been paying attention since Tuesday of everything that's been going on, and what they've been complaining about is that Arizona's always been a red state. Now all of a sudden it's blue, and they can't
Right, they
believe
can't
that
believe
it's freaking blue.
They can't.
What would you have to say about that, and how's that
I
going?
ran outside my door to make sure that it was not raining cats and dogs. I've been here for 14
It's not.
years. It's always been a red state.
Well, it's been raining. Yeah.
But now it's blue all of a sudden. It's going
You
blue.
know why? Because somebody's been raining bullshit. And
I
these people
believe
are
it's
not
because
taking it.
I believe that when they say, it's because we've had so many people migrating to Arizona, outside of Arizona,
Oh,
from the
because
people from California, everywhere
that's
else.
the more
Like, this is an immigrant
Immigrants.
freaking state. This is
Right.
an immigrant freaking state.
And
There's
they're
immigrants from all over that are here and not accepting and loving what the frick the president is doing with the immigrants. And now, because they kind of are legal, it wasn't he allowed to pass through the freaking legalization of being, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are voting and saying, hell no, we're here, we're building, we're doing what we're doing. And I believe that's why the state went from red to blue.
I just thought maybe because they turned on him, because they saw him for what he was, and they're not gonna go another 4 years with the same bullshit, so.
They said it. They
have to
said
do
in their
it.
things that when they looked at their votes, they said that they see a lot of people migrating from California to Arizona. They see a lot of young people voting. Uh-huh.
I picked something out.
You know, and I didn't think about that.
Listen,
But a
Girl,
lot of
yes.
but listen, you know why?
And California is a blue state.
You
So-
know why? They're playing chess. They're doing it, they're moving around the state to state to stop the Democrats, for the Republicans. The more Republicans are moving to the Democrat state, Democrats are probably moving to the Republicans, so there could be more numbers.
Well, I
think
believe
so?
I believe because Arizona is a border state, and Arizona has a lot of immigrants here. Now that the immigrants that he did allow to be legal
Mhm.
are voting against him because he did so much dirt to these immigrants out here. How many children that don't know where their
And
parents
the Democrats
are?
at 30.
I
And
believe.
where are the parents? Do they not?
They don't
where
know
are
where
the
their parents are. They don't know where
They
it
know
is.
they are.
No, they don't. They deported them. They can't
Oh,
go ahead and connect them to the children. That's the freaking problem. Now, when we're talking about Arizona, it's only a couple of places in Arizona that are fully freaking red, and that's like maybe Prescott, maybe Scottsdale,
St.
maybe.
David.
But the rest of freaking Arizona is built on freaking immigrants.
And you know what?
Whether you're born here or you
Not.
came from somewhere else,
Right,
we
right,
are
right,
not
right.
white bread.
Right,
So I
right.
believe that's why now in this
Wow.
2020 that we are now blue because we're no longer white bread. This state, as more as we get older, is getting filled with more immigrants and more people of color
And people who aren't putting up with this racist stuff.
and are getting smarter. Like, hey,
Right,
I'm
exactly.
here, but you don't let my mama come here. You don't let my mother come here. You don't let my sister come here. You're deporting on my family.
Right.
So they are going more to blue than they are to freaking red. And that's what they need to realize. This is not 2016. This is 2020.
Exactly.
Motherfuckers know what the hell you've been doing to their family members.
Exactly, don't forget.
And then you're making people pay so much money for a fucking visa slip. You're making people pay so much money for citizenship, for everything else, and they're tired of it.
And they
That's
want
why
4 more
the state
years.
is no longer red.
No
That's
more years.
why it is blue.
Exactly.
Okay, now
White bread
Trump
is in
thinks,
Scottsdale and Prescott, not the rest of Arizona.
Trump thinks
Right.
cheating. He thinks that he's being
Because he's
cheated
a
on.
sore loser.
You know what? Let me tell you, how you get it is how you do it. My mom always told me that. You know how he got it because he knows just what happened. Oh,
Not
oh,
often.
the poll, huh?
What did you say, Shonda?
I said it's time for Trump to get out of office. I
Yes.
don't like him being so openly racist.
And you know,
Just like you said, a lot of the immigrants built this state on their backs. Why do
and
you
we're
want
doing
to
fine here.
You know what? I can't remember what movie it was, and I was scrolling on Netflix last night, and I wish I wrote it down. But there was a movie on Netflix, and what it said, when they were showing me the trailer of it,
Mhm.
was the white people own the land of the plantations and shit, and crap, but it was the people of color, the black folks, that built the land, that took care of the land, that made the land what it was.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
yeah.
why the movie that I see the trailer of, it was like they had a battle, they were fighting. They're like, who really owns the land? You might have had your name on the title, but the people of color built it, saying? Because they're the ones that built it up. So they felt like they should own the land, not those people on the plantation that bought the
Right.
slaves. And I agree with that. I believe that if you built it and you nurtured it and you took care of it, it's yours.
It's yours.
I
You know what? Yes, but you know,
Yeah.
the people, the land is going to come in to do everything and just want to rent it. But they've been doing it for years. They've been
Yes.
doing it for years. So it's changing. It's changing. We
For the
all,
better,
we
I
all have
believe.
voices now, and we're going to speak up. Now, let me tell you this. I'm not mad at white people. I'm not mad at the
At all.
I'm mad at the systematic, how they did us both. I'm talking about the forefathers, way back in the ones who came up with all this Congress and everything. They had a plan. They had a plan. They had to stop. They had to stop. But we just need that one president to get in to squash all this. And Biden might be that one. And this might have helped him, even though people say he's prejudiced.
Mhm.
Maybe this might
They say
change
he's
him, you know what I'm saying?
racist, he's a pedophile.
But maybe all this might, you know, I believe in reformation too, even for the president, you know what I'm saying? As well as I do with the felons. Maybe he might get a change of heart. Maybe he sees now he's in a position, maybe his eyes are open, because he's got Harris on his back. You know, so you know that's what's gonna be riding him. You know, I hope that's probably just down right, come out right, but you know what I'm saying? So she's gonna be giving him input, I hope. And not just because she's black, but I hope that she sees what is needed to be done. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes some people go far up, they can't, they see the numbers, but they don't really care about it because it doesn't apply to them. But we need somebody who's actually gone through it, felt it, tasted it, you know what I'm saying? That can really speak up and say something that's in the seat that can help us. And that's where I'm counting on her to do. You know, just do what you can. Everybody, like, now's the day and time to take advantage and get to know your people.
Yeah.
I did for a minute. Let me tell you what this racist did to me. Now, I'm not racist, but I think I have racist tendencies, revolutionary tendencies,
really-
Black Power, Black Panther tendencies, because I got mad at what I did one time. I got basically jumped twice by going on those tweets and by you know, you listen to the news and you make comments and everything, and you read people's comments, you can go back and reply to them and all that. Well, I messed around and said so I shouldn't have said, but it brought the anger out of me, and I didn't like that. You know, so I don't want to become one of these type of people, because all my life, let me tell you, and I don't know if it was good or bad. It's good and bad, but being not involved in all this coming up and being not into the world and all that stuff, I didn't know what was going on. It passed. You know, I mean, it didn't bother me. It didn't affect me. I wouldn't worry about it. But it was only until this year. Well, it started with Obama. That's the first time I ever voted. I didn't even vote for his second term. Okay, I did vote for Hillary. Okay, but she lost. And I saw how Trump and all this was. So I'm like, you know, this system is all messed up. But we need to stay in line and stay in touch with what's going on, because we can't lose sight of it. Because I wasn't even thinking about it. But never. But it's so important. It's so important now. And a lot of us, if we just, it's just, I don't mean to cut you off, just a minute, but if we would have started like at a high school, like take political science while you're in school, learn about the political side. That way, when you know what's going on, so when you come out and you are able to vote, you know who to vote for and what's going on. Instead of just, well, I'm voting for her last name sounds like Chavez. Okay, she's
Exactly.
oh, this sounds like, well, this one sounds black. You know what I mean? You know what they're doing. And see, because I was one of those. I went there to vote for the president, and the rest of the people, it was all Democrat. Because then I was messed up when you had to write the first name, because I didn't know what they were doing, because I did my research. But now, even though I don't have no kids at school, that doesn't affect me, and lots of them affect me, but still, it does everybody else, and I'm in the world with everybody else, so it affects all of us. You know, so we need to be educated and get in the seats. That's the only way it's going to get changed, I think.
Exactly.
More of us, and parents, teach your kids. I mean, some of you that's already in it, sit down and have a family discussion and talk to your kids and ask them, so what do you think about all this? If you were the position, what would you do? You know, and I mean, we have to start somewhere. We have to, because that's the only way there's going to be some changes. And then again,
How do you guys feel about the statistics? Majority of the people that went out and voted this year were Latino.
yes, it was a record breaking.
I
You know,
love that.
it was a record break, and of black people of
It
color
was record
as
breaking
well.
of Latinas and Blacks.
Yes, so yes, let me tell you, he brought us out to Woodford, and this could be for the good.
Well, I believe because in the last 4 years, that the people of color, black and brown, yellow, whatever, have seen what Trump has done. Thank you for the first stimulus check, but that's not enough. We've
Right.
seen what you have done, and we've seen the shit that's come out of your mouth.
Right.
We've seen that you
Right.
telling the good old boys
Yeah.
to stand by and stand whatever. Like, it's not okay.
Yes.
It's not okay. We
You broke-
understand. And you are a German.
And-
You're a freaking
And you're
Nazi.
a leader. And you're not
No,
supposed to do
nothing.
that.
You are a freaking Nazi. When we go back to Trump's roots, his family
Yes,
are
I know.
straight up Nazis.
I know.
They lied.
I know.
They lied. I went to the and I read all the stuff. Trump's parents and
Yes,
grandparents,
yes.
they lied. They lied about being German because they know people hate Germans.
Mhm.
So they lied and said, "Oh, we're not from Germany. We're from Switzerland." You lying ass fuck. You guys know that people would not have accepted you if you were a Nazi. So you lied about where the hell you were from. And then finally we found out where you were really freaking from.
There's
We can't
pictures.
change a stripes on a freaking tiger, okay? You are who you can't change the spots on leopards. You can't do that. You are who the hell you are. It took 4 years, maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years for people to realize that who the hell you are on The Apprentice and on the show
Exactly,
and
yeah,
and all that stuff.
And yeah, and that's
You
the
really
thing.
are that person.
You really are. And his kids are falling behind. Look at that one.
Oh, his
Falling behind.
kids are son of a bitch.
And they know, and they're all struggling. You know, other things.
Have you heard what his son just said?
I've heard some of it. Like I told you, and for the show I should have, but I'm trying to keep my peace. Because if I was getting in. I was really going a different direction in this talking. I liked it and I was getting interested, but I have to learn more about it because I'm going back the wrong way. I'm one of those. I'll be like a Trump supporter. I'm one of those hate the type of black person. You know what I'm saying? Nashville. I don't want that. Oh, Lord's been working in me all this time, keep the peace and you know the look, I'm not gonna go back and just be an angry person like them just because
Right.
they are. And
Right.
because I'm left now. I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing for these years, depend on the Lord and do what I got to do with the person because it's
Well,
to make
Sharon,
sense.
how do you feel about him doing all these lawsuits against every state? Doing all these lawsuits against every state because he says they're all shitty.
Well, you see what they say. They ain't listening to him. Of course he's gonna do that. He's a sore loser. This you cannot buy your way out of it. You cannot sell us anything. And
Everyone
hey,
talking
you know
about
what? He's so worried because he knows how he got in. So he's, you know how you get in, how you get it, is how you lose it. You know what I'm saying? So he knows because he's talking about the mail and this, that, it's a this and that, because he knows that he probably got in that way. Or he knew he got in illegally. So now that's why he's like, oh, I want to, this, be investigated, blah, 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 because he got in. And the same thing that happened to Hillary with him happened to him with Biden, with the same numbers and everything.
Right.
Okay, and he even said, what was the comment? He said, oh, I won by popularity or something, but or by the real votes, but lost by the other, something like that. Well, didn't Hillary win by the popular vote and lost it? All of a sudden, some other crap. Same thing that happened to Hillary from you is happening to you from Biden. So karma came to do a visit, sat down, hey, what's going on? There's some things to talk about, and she ain't done. Isn't he about to go to jail now too?
How long do you think it's going to take, Sharon? Sharon, how long do you think it's going to take for them to finally count all these votes?
Probably about January, February, March. He's still political. He's going to do his best to try to prolong it so he can stay in office, probably. Because what is it? January they're going to be out? By January 6th, they're going to be out of office?
Usually every year we find out who the president is by November 4th. We know who the president is. Now here we are on November 6th and we still don't know who the damn president is.
And is that odd?
It's very freaking odd. I don't think that's ever happened in history. Has it ever happened in history?
No, it hasn't. I think Nixon was close. Something like this. I know one of them. Something was a controversy. And then back in 18 something, it was a long election.
But is it in 2020? Is this really real that we are taking this long to count the votes and find out who our next presidential elect is?
No, 2020. No, Robert, let me say 2020.
It's crazy.
The whole year. Ain't nothing been right. Ain't nothing seemed right. It's like I don't know what it is. It's
What's your prediction on how long you think it's going to be till we actually find out?
April.
He said April. What about you, Sandra? How long do you think it's going to be?
Trying to find.
Week.
Next week? Yeah, because they said they're still counting throughout the weekend. They'll still be counting.
No, I don't know how true the rumors are, but I heard that they were going to recount all the votes in total, all over again.
Yes, they are. Georgia's recounting votes. Yes.
Well, because he asked for that, because he did lawsuits on them. He did lawsuits in every state that he lost in, said that it's not right, it's not legal. Y'all counting illegal votes, you guys are cheating, it's not right. So I'm going to
I,
the Supreme
I
Court, I
still
need you to
want to
count
know
it.
what Trump meant when he said to the good old boys, stand to the side and stand down. What is
He
that?
said,
You
stand down, but
Because
stand by.
by.
there was
Stand by.
a
In other words,
white supremacist
wait on the
group
signal.
here in Arizona stating that if Trump lost office, that they were coming for our little black babies, they were going to lynch and hang our black men and shoot the black women. So at this point, I'm
What?
in the house.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
have to go to
Yeah.
the car,
I
I
didn't
have
hear
to call
that
one
part.
of my brothers to escort me. Like, it's bad right now.
To shoot the black man and the women and the babies.
You know what?
Wow.
They better. See,
I fear for my husband's life every
and
day.
that's a perfect example why Trump needs to be out of office. Look at this.
Stand
He can
down
raise
and
another war.
stand by.
He can raise another war.
Stand down and
He can
stand
start
by.
another civil war. We can start another civil war. I'm trying to tell you, people are buying up guns right now. The attitude is saying, I didn't think about getting one. I have been, but I'm really thinking about getting one because let them come at me and mess with my grandkids. My grandkids will tell you.
But should it
Not
have
just that. My husband's a
family.
black man. My husband is a black man.
That's
I have
true.
2 black sons. I'll be damned if their life is taken from one of these
Right.
racist ass stand down and stand by people.
Speaking of that, I'm glad that the George Floyd's the guy that shot him, they're getting sentenced or whatever. They're having trial, but they're not having a single trial altogether.
Right,
One
I
trial.
see that. I see
Why
that.
why is it like that? I wonder.
I
Why not
believe
now?
that you should try because they were all there together. Together, they all had something to do with his death.
Okay, so
Not
okay.
one of them stood up and said, "No, don't do that.
Right,
No,
right.
stop." All of you 4 stood there and
Right.
contributed into his death.
Okay.
So I believe all 4 of you should be tried
Right,
together,
right,
and
right.
y'all should all go to jail for fucking life
Right,
for murder.
Right.
Because not one cop stood up and said, "Hey, get off his neck.
And-
Hey, don't do
and
this."
especially the new one. I've been like,
The rookie
excuse
didn't
me,
do
y'all. Is that right? Is y'all? And he know it ain't right, but he's standing anyway.
shit. No, because he doesn't want to piss them off, and he's a rookie.
Because he.
He wants to
Well,
fit in.
look now. Oh, so take some. Watch somebody die.
He wanted to fit in, so that's why he shut his mouth up in his
Fitting
statement.
in, all right. Fitting
And
right in.
now he's suffering. And that little girl, that little black girl, that videotaped George Floyd's death, is getting a whole bunch of threats
Back left. I
and
know.
everything on her for videotaping what they did to him.
I don't see
She's
why.
in fear of her life and being protected because she's the one that filmed his death.
Right.
And people are threatening her for filming what the police, quote unquote, allegedly did to George Floyd.
Well, you know what? She's a hero. If
And
it
she's a
wasn't for her,
teenager.
if it wasn't for that, because that started the whole shebang. That was the cat's
It
meow
is,
that woke
but-
everybody up. That said, hey, because that even made me. That even turned white. Some of the white folks came out of the work like, hey,
It's
that
true,
ain't
Sharon. But Sharon,
It's not just George Floyd or Breonna Taylor. It's a lot.
It's a lot more.
well, that's,
Yeah,
what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was like, do we understand? Do we understand?
Oh,
Sharon, Rashondra, can you hear me?
yes. There was
Okay, so it's not just that. It's like, do we understand how many of our own right here in Arizona have died by the hands of the men in blue?
Right. But it
Why?
only took effect.
There's a lot of young men,
in the
black
past,
men,
right.
not in the past, in this year, in
Okay,
this
okay.
year, in 2020.
Yeah, I'm
Just the
gonna
other day,
find his
it's
name.
rough.
I
In
gotta find his
2020.
I
name.
know.
In 2020, a lot of young black boys are dead by the hands of the boys in blue. Is that, every time my husband leaves the house, I'm scared. Every time my
Right,
sons
right,
are out there,
right.
I'm
We
scared.
heard my interview today, one young lady, even some females are scared because of that.
Well,
It
hey,
has to stop.
you remember the little black girl that they held over there in the hotel in the parking lot? They put the guns to her and everything because her daughter stole a Barbie from Family Dollar that cost what, $2? And they put guns out on her. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
baby, and
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
come
I'm
on.
telling you, that's why I said there has to be.
If your color, if this the color of your
The
skin,
police
you always gotta be
department
scared.
got sued for
Not
that,
me.
and that family.
Oh, I'm
just
always
saying,
scared. I'm not going nowhere.
You see how I even go to people, a lot of people are like, how can you just go to people like that? That's the person. Because I don't fear anybody. Because I'm not doing nothing wrong. number one, when I'm doing that, and we don't have the spirit of fear, but I'm not gonna go and jump into some bullcrap.
You're
You know what I'm
lucky they
saying?
got a camera.
But
What if you don't have a camera?
You know what? Even if I didn't have a camera, I would try to conduct myself the best way.
What would have happened to those people? Because we see it on videotape.
We
They
wouldn't
conducted
have. We
them.
wouldn't have known.
They conducted themselves properly
Right.
and still had to go through the harassment. Now, what if there wasn't a camera
Like
there?
back in the day.
They might have been dead.
We say just like our ancestors and the ones before us, when they didn't have cameras back then. It's only till now why things happen because we got cameras now. We catch
Right.
everything. We can
Right.
drive by and be like, go rub the leg. What y'all doing? Get the camera there. What? Don't you want to even know first? Yeah.
It's just so
You got,
sad,
you know what I'm
man.
saying?
It's just sad.
We got to mount up and watch each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it is sad. Who wants to
It's
live like that?
sad.
That's why I'm walking forward. And I'm here. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm tired of it. But I know one thing that Corona ain't no joke, or something ain't no joke. Something's going on. So with that being said, we need to as a community, to get over this. Is just follow the rules.
Right.
Me myself, I'm gonna tell you too. If it get even worse, I just might do a show from home because they popping.
You can
Left
try to
and
do the
right.
rules, but if you have a racist cop that pulls you over, it doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter, but that's why we got the Dream Swamp. We got to get them out. That's why I say more of us that get in office, the right one, we could get the bad ones out. You know what I'm saying? We have to
We
win
can
them
hope. We can hope. All we can do is
You
hope.
know, because it's I don't know. It's never gonna. It's like it's just stuff. It's like, but to me, it's like a sport now. Maybe those stuff is playing some of these
I
Call
don't
of Duty
know.
games.
I don't
So and then
know.
they get triggered because then when they pull up, they got that in them, and
Oh, the foosball.
they just want to shoot them because that's what they do in the game.
But I'm
But this
really
ain't no
tired of giving all this attention to these people for whatever, because really and truly you have a lot of other more important subjects to talk about. So I'm really tired of giving so much attention to people that are racist and doing freaking wrong. Can
Yeah,
we
we
get
gotta get
to the other stuff that you're talking about? Let's talk about the stuff that you were talking
Okay.
about earlier with the 207 and
Okay.
the prop, all
Okay,
that
when it
stuff.
comes to something else, okay, one thing about that is, I think it's good. Of course, people have their mixed feelings about it. Me, because I've been on the medical part, I think it's good. The Christians, I don't know what y'all gonna do now. What y'all gonna do now? It's legal. The pastors are gonna be going through some stuff now. You know what I'm saying? but it should never been illegal in the first place. It was legal back in 97. 83, 84, then they stopped at 97, I think, right? In Arizona, wasn't it legal before? Yeah, in some places, but anyways, it's I think it's good and it's bad. Well, now the bad part, the dispensary, they're gonna lose money. Only about the judge on the street, the ballers are gonna lose because now everybody can sell. Everybody can. I mean, you can't sell it legally, but they're gonna try to make money off it because it's legal to smoke. They might, what I'm saying. But anyways, I don't know. It can go both ways. It's how you use it. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing. You can use it for the good, and you can take it and do wrong with it. Now, what you shouldn't do is because they say you can use it. That's different from selling it. Okay? You got user, seller, buy, demand, all that stuff. Okay?
Honest, I
can't-
think that should have passed last election that we had. So many people have lost their jobs, their homes, their everything behind something as small as a peanut joint or a bud. The reason why I
what?
think
So when people lost their jobs that were having a joint.
Okay. So glad we got that part. I didn't read that part yet in the book, but I'm gonna get that page. Now, this is my thing. If I own a business, I wouldn't do no drug tests when they got in. I mean, you can just look at Taylor's first week by the performance and how they show up, whether they in it or not. But if you are getting high on my property, like at lunch break or something, but then I know you got to go back to work and do something that's important. No, I think that's out. I think coming to work before you get high. If I don't see it, don't come to work smelling like it. Though you have to have some sort of respect of authority. You know what I'm saying? You have to have some sort of respect. There's got to be boundaries.
I say get home.
Now, if I'm getting high during the weekend, partying, okay, and then I'm straight and go to work, and then something happens and they piss test me because I fail at work or something like that happens, I don't want to be blamed. Oh, you were high. So when I got high a couple of days ago, but because it's still in your system, it's going to show that you're high. Now, see, we don't know how it's going to work with that, with the companies. So it all depends, I guess, what the business is and what they corporate, how they corporate is ran. I don't know. I guess we should ask somebody in Colorado how that works, but I know one thing. If They might be, they might have, it might be better because some people don't want to come to work because maybe they want to sit back in your house and like that. But if you're allowed to do that, then you hardly go to work. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not legal. You know what I'm saying? But don't, I mean, not like someone's going to go right to work, but you can like just still be relaxed, don't have to like sneak and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Cocaine and meth, all that other stuff, everything, you know, no.
but that stuff is actually legal in Oregon.
They're trying to legalize it.
No, it is. It's legal.
Heroin, the cocaine, because I read that. They legalized it already.
They legalized it.
You know why I'm thinking they legalized it? Because they know now people need it. It's not so as a habit, it's a necessity now.
You can sniff up, shoot up, and go freaking what you. No, but what the thing is, the dog.
It's too many fathers in jail for marijuana. Too many mothers in jail for marijuana. Too
Right,
many children.
and that's why they said with this new legalization, that's why they said this new legalization of marijuana in Arizona, particularly, that if you were put in jail for that, that now you would get expunged and pardoned for it. Because now that it's legal, we are now going to say, okay, if it's legal, then you should no longer be in jail. So when I read up on it, they said that if you ever have been in jail for this, we can now expunge your record and pardon you for fucking weed. I'm sorry, for freaking weed.
Right. If it you'll get it there.
For freaking weed.
Sometimes things are necessary.
I try not to cuss.
Look, Jesus died for us for that.
I try not to cuss though.
I know we said don't make a lifestyle and don't every now and then when Scripture comes out, because let me tell you, if you're in your room and I know you Christians do it too. I know.
I do.
3 o'clock in the morning you go to the bathroom, you start your big toe.
Oh girl, you know this kitchen table
I know
talk,
everybody
and then it's like you say something at the kitchen table, but not when you're out.
I know. I have a lot of Christian followers too, but I want them to know, even if you watch the show and things happen, everybody has a chance in life and get to you on their level. But my shows are still really good.
But I'm so happy that they said that they're going to pardon and expunge everybody that's in prison right now for a weed term.
But only if they got caught with less than what pounds. If they got caught less than an ounce, you get out. But if you got caught going like pounds and stuff, no, you just stay in your time.
Well, that all depends also on, because there's also an amount of what you're allowed to grow inside of your house. So that amount,
6 ounces, I think.
if that amount is less, then no matter how you grow your own.
Grow your own. That's like homegrown. That's
the best stuff. The best stuff is homegrown. Why would you want weed that has chemicals in it? I don't want no freaking chemicals.
No.
That's the problem. You might as well shit up your veins.
No,
I don't want weed.
Different.
When I was a teenager and
I don't want weed. If I'm a smoker, put something loud, it's gonna do something.
I don't want chemicals in my stuff.
And I want to make sure I get to all the elements.
If people want to fight and say about weed, right?
You don't have to get off the elevator.
No, that's the thing. Then that's all shoot up shit. If people are saying that,
but it kills you.
If people are saying that weed comes from the earth, it's a natural freaking blah blah blah.
The coconut and
you know what? You know what? The stuff that comes from the earth is not shot up with a bunch of freaking fucking chemicals.
Okay, and you're exactly right.
So why would I'm sorry?
You're exactly right. That's why it became illegal.
When I was younger, back in my days, I was a weed head like crazy. I smoked chocolate Thai and shit like that. And crap like that. I smoked that kind of crap when I was younger. Now I stopped smoking weed for over 20 years because it's all shot up with chemicals. I can't do chemicals. The chemicals make me feel weird.
Right.
If it's natural stuff,
out of your element.
You know what? I can agree. I can totally agree to that. When they first allowed Arizona for medicinal marijuana, I ran out and got my medicinal marijuana card because I didn't have time to spend time in jail for something like that. But I can tell you one thing: as I was going to the dispensaries, purchasing my medicinal marijuana, I noticed on the days that I wasn't able to purchase, I was having some weird withdrawals. And who withdraws marijuana?
It's them chemicals.
It has chemicals in it. You're not right. It does. That's when I decided to just keep the card and get from other people, just to be on the legal side.
I'd rather go to the homegrown farm and go buy some stuff from there. That's why I have not smoked in 20 years.
Well,
I have not smoked weed in 20 years because I can't. I cannot do the chemicals. I will now and then mess around with the edibles, But actually smoking a blunt, a slip, a joint, whatever, I cannot. I'll be laid out on the floor.
Really? You know, I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit back and I'm going to study that and see what's actually they're shooting up with. The stuff that they're shooting up for cannabis with at these medical places are good stuff. So they have a chart that tells you what is being like the I can't even say it, sativa and all that. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
You know, but you know, and like I said, that's your choice. You know, that's your choice.
Wait,
As long as it does more. I mean, some of the food and some of the stuff we eat and drink and breathe in is worse than what we.
wait, can I tell you a story from back in the day? Can I tell both of you
Go
a
ahead.
story from back in the day?
I'm trying to find
I
my
was
life.
living in Canada at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I was like 12 years old living in Canada, in Toronto, Ontario. And one of the things that made me want to stop smoking weed, because I figured out, but I hung around a lot of Caribbean, because I am Caribbean, but I hung around a lot of other Caribbeans, a lot of Jamaicans, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And if you're Caribbean, you know what I'm talking about. There's something that's called lizard tail. Lizard tail is something that you grind up and crush up and sprinkle it inside of the freaking weed. And when you lizard tail, and you sprinkle it inside of the weed, and you sell it to whoever. So somebody that you don't like, if somebody that you don't like is coming to you to buy a bag or whatever,
Right.
you're sprinkling in that lizard. The lizard tail is the same color as the weed. So you sprinkle it and you grind it up inside of that, and you sell it to somebody. And what they say is that lizard tail drives people crazy, like mentally, like you're legit psycho.
Like that local.
You're legit.
That's local.
You are legit psycho if you smoke lizard tail. So that's what they always tell you. Watch who you're buying
You
from.
have to. Yes.
Watch who you're buying from.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people, and I learned from this. At 12 years old, I learned about lizard tail. And
I never
people
heard
would
that.
actually
First time I
sprinkle
heard
that in your weed. They will sprinkle that in your weed and sell it to somebody because they don't like you.
Is that now they say what angel dust?
Now, angel dust is something totally different from lizard tail.
Okay. Remember back in the day, that's what they sprinkle. Make people
See,
crazy.
angel dust, you can tell the difference between angel dust and weed. Angel dust looks like literally dust. It's not
Brown
weed is literally like buds and it's like
Right.
bunched up. Angel
Dust
dust
is
is literally dust. It's literally dust.
I know. I think that's.
But lizard tail, you can literally grind it up and put it in the weed and you will never ever know. And whenever there's this man,
smoke. You get grinded.
you can smoke it, and put it in the weed. I remember this man when I was younger who used to walk about 20 miles. If anybody knows about Canada, he literally walked from Canada's Wonderland all the way back up to the west side of Falstaff and Dana Finch. That's like more than 50 frickin' miles. And he would walk all day, back and forth, because that lizard tail effed up his head.
Got it.
And that's my thing, why I don't do that shit with the
Right.
chemicals. I'm not effing with no
Right,
dispensaries,
right.
because I don't know what you guys are
Right.
spraying in there, putting in there, nothing.
Right.
But if you tell me that you got some homegrown shit, that you didn't do nothing to it, I might be with it. Because I have not been able to smoke weed in
Yes.
20 years.
Right.
Because every time I tried, it fucked my head up.
But you know, and that's why people. There's a saying, you know, pick your poison. Some people can't do what other people can do. Like some people can do the heroin, other people can't do it. Some people can do the meth, some people should, other people can't. Some people get criminal off of weed, other people don't get criminal off all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has their own way. But I'm like this: if you know there's something that takes you out of your character,
Right.
don't mess with it. That's your
Right.
sin.
Right.
That's your sin.
Right.
That's like all the trees, all the stuff you can mess with, but don't eat that one, because that one gonna get you, it's gonna kill your spirit, it's gonna take you out. And that's why you should leave it alone. But you have people like, you know. But I'm gonna say, I'll never, back in the day,
I haven't smoked weed in
I
27 years. I have not smoked weed in 27 years.
won't smoke nothing else but that. You say,
I can't. If somebody can come to me right now and say, yo, I got some chocolate Thai, I'll be like, hey. Because I remember what chocolate Thai was. But all this new stuff that they have, I'm not messing with
and
it.
no, nothing, it's somewhere, and that's same thing with the street drugs. You don't know what they put in there now. So people who come from the country killing us all.
Because some of that stuff smell like detergent. And I'm not gonna lie, I mean,
But it's made, but it's made.
this might not be the place to say it on your show. It might not be.
Well,
the
no,
place to say it on
you
your
know
show.
what? No, you know what? It has to be talked about. It has to be because this is what's happening in the world. This is the Valley Road I stand by the situator, and everybody knows the Valley Road we are raw, we're real. We talk about what's actually happening to people in life. Because we could probably maybe help somebody.
My thing is that I have done certain kinds of drugs. I've always called myself back in the day, not now,
Right.
back in my
We
20s,
know this one, right.
because I am now in my 40s.
Right.
Back in my 20s, I used to call myself Tanya Montana, because I did so much freaking drugs, so much cocaine, and it wasn't funny.
I know.
Where I was able to tell like the difference, right?
Okay.
So I feel like I can't trust anybody now like I did 20 years ago, because from my stories and from what I hear and everything, people like the shit, like they're putting laundry detergent and shit. They're putting laxatives and shit.
Girl,
But why
you
would
don't
you
know
trust to do
what
that to your body?
You're doing. You know what you're
Why
doing.
would you trust to do that to your
I'm
body?
just glad it's
And
legal
that's
now.
what you know.
What did you say, girl?
What'd you
I
say?
said, I'm just glad that it's legal now.
Oh.
Girl, are you gonna trust are you gonna
It's
trust
so
any kind of weed?
Locked up in jail for that. That was the only reason why I was so happy about it being legalized, because so many people are in jail.
Right.
California used to be the highest crime rate. They used to call it Killer Cali. I'm from California. Since they legalized marijuana in California, the crime rate has dropped.
I was telling Eric, I said, I bet your crime rate's going to drop. You know?
I fled from California to Arizona for a better life for myself. And now that I have kids, my kids, of course, my grandmother stressed me, I want to buy you a house in California. Come home. And I have in the back of my mind, the crime. So now that marijuana is legalized in California, the crime rate has dropped. Now Chicago and Arizona are up there with the crime rate. So hopefully, now that marijuana is legalized in the state of Arizona, the crime rate goes down, and everybody's happy.
Well, they will after make it legal now. But you never to sit back and just, be having
Sure, would you trust to buy from it? Now that it's legal, would you trust to buy from anybody?
No, because I'm saying now that I can go get on my own, I ain't got to go to nobody. I just go to the dispensary and get my own, but that's where I'm going to go get mine. I'm gonna get mine.
But
Right.
I'm going to go where I know if somebody gave me something, I get fucked up, I'm suing. If I go to about the street, they can put that's on me. So that's how that works. Even when I was back in the game, I knew certain people, and I mainly with the white boys.
Rashonda, do you smoke?
We like to go across the board and all that into the Mexico.
Okay.
I don't do that cut no more.
I am actually epileptic, and
Okay.
I tried the medicine, Keppra, all types of medicines to help with my epilepsy. It kind of sort of, I don't know if you know anyone that has epilepsy, but it kind of sort of feels like your brain is spreading apart.
Yeah, my dad has epilepsy.
And so I regularly use marijuana, and I am not taking any pharmaceutical meds over the counter to help with my epilepsy. I have not had a seizure in about 4 years.
Right. And I'm trying to tell you,
And
it's
now I'm
really good.
using the marijuana. I stopped smoking weed about 5 years ago and went straight to the medication, and it just makes me feel unhuman. So, yeah, I'm proud to say I am 420 friendly.
Yeah, 420 doesn't be crazy just there. Before we move on, I want to say something. I want to think if Can't Stop, if you guys are watching, which you probably, I don't see your name, but I'm gonna shout out to some people. Queen, and we got Dave Glass, he's a trooper, and we have Day, and we got a few other people. I don't know why some of my people they said that they can't get my show, they don't know what's wrong, so I'll have to figure it out later. But they'll get like tomorrow something like that on my page or whatnot. But for people
On the Valley Road show.
for people to come on like live right now, well, I don't know what y'all doing, what you can't see, you can't get. Cause I see some of my members. I'm gonna do a member thing. Have all my members join me, and they join me on Soundbox 260 Radio. Not just awards going on. I forgot I have a free $50, 2 of them for a gamer. I'm not a gamer, so what I think I'm gonna do is go find somebody who's a gamer, go to it and do a show on that, and I'm gonna try and do the game thing, and then when they do that, that'll be their little gift for on the show. But anyways,
Yeah.
anything you want to say about before we move on to relationships?
Yes.
What do you want to say?
I got a topic for you.
Okay.
When do women feel it, what do women feel is suffice enough for a man to bring to the table when coming into a relationship with a single mom?
Well, Yolanda and I had that discussion last week. We said anybody that we meet, we want somebody that's either at our level or above.
Huh?
So you got to be. You talk about what he's bringing to the table, right?
Right.
Right. Yeah. Well, he's got to be able to match you. If he can't do more than what you do for yourself, then I don't need him. But try not to settle for that. Okay. But because when in time of need, you're gonna need him to step up. And saying that, that's what it's really about, to help each other. But if he can't, and you got your kid, you just give him another kid. If he's not putting out or helping out, you know what I'm saying? So that's on you. Some women, it depends on you, because some women are relaxed with that. Some women are cool with that. They don't have to have a man that's working.
All right, so this is what I'm going to tell you, Chandra.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. We were in my marriage went for a very long time, and then unfortunately he passed away due to diabetes.
Okay.
I tried to jump back into the dating world, and it's like, excuse my language, side BITCH inside NIGGA. So I'm like, is that what it is? And when did casual dating mean getting the booty on the first date? I'm not understanding. Like, I'm lost. It's got me locked in my house, and
How
I
old
don't
is he?
even communicate with any men.
How old is he?
It's like a free-for-all out there. I mean, it's
Because
like,
you know what, somebody's doing that now, and that's what you guys, everybody can do it, because that's what they're doing. They're not waiting like how we did back in the day.
Anymore, like.
Okay, hold on, Chandra. Like Sharon said, how old was your ex-husband?
Huh?
How old was your ex-husband?
No. How old was the guy that you were dating?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
How old is the guy that you were targeting?
Oh, I like older men. I'm 35. I like.
How old was that one?
45 and up.
Well, he know better.
Oh, you would think they got all that extra activity out of their. They're 45. It's like,
okay, I'm gonna put it like
it's
this.
his environment. He got away with it. He's used to it.
I'm gonna put it like this. Me
did you
personally,
say wait till the 50s?
let me tell you, Rashondra, no.
Because they
I
all
want
don't
you to
be
see my face, but you can't see my face, so just listen to my voice. I'm gonna tell you, listen, freaking listen. I don't give a flying fuck. I can do the flick I freaking fucking want. Sorry, I forgot about the FUCK. Not trying to do that. I'm not doing that shit. I do the hell I want to do for myself. Now, if I choose to let a man come and frick with me, understand. I don't need you to be rich, but you gotta be trying. If you're not even freaking trying, why do I even freaking want you? You're not doing nothing. But I will not discriminate. I won't discriminate because you're a broke ass freaking dude. But you gotta have some ambition and try and put some initiative in doing something, okay?
So
but me as a 45-year-old freaking woman, I'm sorry, but if I meet somebody my age, dude, you better have something going on. I'm not gonna mess with no 45-year-old ass like a 17-year-old.
Let me tell you, it's this day and time. Everybody, you got to everybody. You got to do something. You got to bring something to the table. You have to pull your part. You have to. It's and the way the world is going now. You have to. Sometimes you got to bring a family member in. Y'all got to live in one house, 2 families in one house.
What woman wants to take care of a man?
Okay,
that's grown as
right. Listen.
Great grandchildren.
Okay, but take plenty of them. Plenty of them. They're out there, and they see they got away with it for a long time, and that's why they see they can keep getting women. Then some people are They're just molded that way. They're just DNA'd that way. That's just we're thinking. And they've gotten away with it, so they think every woman can do that. But you have to stand your ground and let them know you're not the one. You know what I'm saying? And stand your ground. I don't care how they come at you. Well, this I had them all. I had all the different sayings. There's one time when I was young, I didn't know what blue balls was. I didn't know what blue balls was. But he came over. We had talked. He came over. But because I invited him over, I was letting him know what I was. Hospitality, not a cook. The conversation. Say some little weed. Chill at the bar and everything. We have a good time. But if you're mad at me because I didn't give it up to you, and then you take it out on me, that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them are thinking that way. But you have to let them know that it's not that way with every woman. Not all women. Might be another time I might be somebody. I'm just in that mood.
I'm
And
going to tell you guys about the date that I had. I went out on a date with an older gentleman. I dressed very modest, not too hoochie or anything. I maybe had a little bit of cleavage showing, but my arms were covered, my legs were covered, very modest, very respectful. I spoke like a lady. I carried myself as a lady. And that man still felt the need that when we made it to the restaurant, not even knowing my last name, he wants to rub on my thighs under the table.
A boogaboo.
And try to make his way in between my thighs with his hand. So I then got up, told him I'm going to the powder room, ordered me a lift, and I skated. I left at the restaurant.
But what I was told, Sharon, Miss Sharon and Rashonda, what I was told, that if that is the kind of man you're trying to take care of or do whatever you're doing, I was told that if that's what you're okay with, that the one spot you can go to is the Legion. Go down to 16th Street and frickin' Broadway, pick up a man at the frickin' Legion, post 65, and you can pick one of them little dusty ass fuckers over there.
Wow.
And yes, girl, I see you. I know. Because, girl, you know what I'm talking about. That's why you're doing all of that. That's why you're doing all that right now. Because you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. Yes, girl, go ahead. Go ahead, girl. She's busting out right now. Rashonda is busting out. She's dying her freaking laughter right now.
That's the older crowd, though.
Go find one of them.
That's the older crowd. But they should better say bones.
At the Legion.
And let me say,
girl, let's go to the
oh,
Legion.
Mama
First Friday.
The first Friday. I did for 11 years. I've heard about that first Friday. I've never gone once. I've never gone once. We're going.
We're going to pick a little man up.
We do show on Friday night, first Friday.
Girl, you ready? First Friday, November. First Friday, where we going? What's today's Friday? We missed it. So December.
What time is it?
Are you ready? No, she ain't got a babysitter.
I don't. I
got December, first Friday.
I lost it.
We all go.
My night was.
Tell her Friday we going December, first Friday. We're going.
We're going first Friday. I heard about that, but I've never gone. And it's right up the street. It's just right up the street.
16th Street and Broadway.
It's right up the street.
I can take some bus and get. We are going. We're going to pick up somebody. We're going to pick up a little something.
It's been such a long time since I've been out at that party, but
I'm volunteering at the Salvation Army.
You're volunteering?
When? Which one?
There's a Salvation Army in the community right there basically right off of I want to say 15th Street and Broadway. It's really big.
Oh yeah, girl, I've been there. I've been there before. I'm around there all the time.
That's not that real
big
one.
Do you guys feel that playing house, playing wife, doing all the wifely duties, should a woman wait for marriage?
Okay, that's perfect. You're right. Look. I forgot about my little thing. Supposed to pop up. I forgot pop-ups. I forgot to say the pop-ups. Okay, that's pop-up right there. That there is, are you in relationship jail? Sometimes you can be in a relationship, but are you locked up? Or are you locked up? You know what I'm saying? You could be locked up good, whatever. Then you be locked up like, damn, you can't go nowhere, you can't do nothing, and you ain't getting what you need, and you can't get out of it. You got time, you're doing time. I mean, it's like, So do you feel like, are you in relationship jail? And what can you tell people to help get out of it? Some of us women, you know what, black women, we will take so much because we got strong backbone. and we knew what our
Right.
black man needs. So we'll put with so much hoping
Right?
that you'll see the good in us and one day make that change.
Yes.
Just to see me who my worth is.
Right.
And, and sometimes it takes time. But after
Yes.
so long, no. You
Cause
gotta get up.
they put us through so much.
I did 2 dimes for it. 2 dimes, and we ain't married. Guess what?
Girl, I'm on my way
This
to
year,
die.
we moved out. We ain't shacking up no more.
Yes.
We ain't sharing keys. You keep your key, I keep my key. If you're not gonna plan on marrying me the next year, you don't need to keep my apartment. You walking up and see what I'm doing. You're not gonna come. You're not gonna you're not gonna stand there in the middle. Either you come or go. But you're gonna stand there and be. I don't know him yet. 2
Right?
years, I'm about to jump off shit. I'm jumping shit. I done jumped off shit, girl. I'll see you later. I done found my port. You need to don't know where to dock. But okay, you know what? I'm not whatever.
I
That's the way
agree.
That's what it is. But we do have a good time, and he's my best friend, and it is what it is. We both been married before, and I ain't mad at him. It's just the biblical part. We'll get to that one day too. We'll have enough time today to get that, but I want to talk about the spiritual part of it because I found out some things, and I want to know if God really has said all this that He said in the family. Because if He said some things, it ain't working, and nobody from the home to focus to folk to the we call those guys that was doing those little boys, the Catholic priests and all that. Nobody keeps their commandment. Plus, didn't He say He will never put nothing on us that we can't bear? And it ain't good for a man to be alone. So how possibly can He say we can't do what we got to do? So I need that part needs to really, even though I'm dealing with it, but it doesn't really have to be that way. It needs to be that way. But anyway, so you feel like you're in a relationship jail. Let me shout out to my people. And you still there. Thank you. Dave Glass, you guys there. Who is this? I got Queen D. And Queen D again. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you guys.
This Corona though, I don't know. I might if it gets like this, if it keeps getting worse, I'm just gonna stay home because it's getting to the point where you gotta really think about it. So they're killing us, girl. They're killing us. Let me see. I had a relationship question. Let me see. My relationship question is okay, and it doesn't mean it's me. Okay, it could be anybody. Okay, yeah. How long do you play wifey before you actually cut him off and leave? So how long? How long do you stay in it? What's the time that some women like you don't marry within a year or two, they're gone. You know what I'm saying? So how long do you?
I don't want me to answer that.
Let me ask the audience. Audience, how long would you put up with your loved one before they tie the knot? I'm talking, I'm talking about a person who's ready to build, who's ready to well, usually people near a certain age who's ready to build. You know what I'm saying? But to play, I used to take it as a sport. It was fun at one time. I wanted people to get married. We're having a good time doing what I'm doing. But as you get older, sometimes it's like, okay, it's time to build, it's time to, which way we going? You have to have some type of clue of where you want to go. Otherwise, I'm sorry, I can't follow you. But anyway, so how long do you think is long enough before you get married when you're in a relationship? How long do you think? 5 years? Y'all can call in. Did you put my calling number down there?
Can I hear that? What? You said 4 years? 3 years?
Max.
Max?
Max.
After 3 years, if you make, you might. Well, they said the first
3rd
7
year
years.
you should be getting married.
3 years max.
Right. Because you're investing your time. You're investing your time, and when you're together in a relationship with someone, you are building a foundation with that person.
Exactly.
If you no longer build that foundation with that person, y'all need to go y'all separate ways.
But check this out. There's a problem there. What if you build your foundation so good that can't nothing tear it down? And whatever y'all go through, you're going to go through because your foundation is so strong. And then once you get through it, you're like, hey, we got through that, and you keep moving. Now what?
Okay.
That's a problem a lot of people have. They don't want to start all over. The foundation is good. And the few good things that you go through in life, you can get over it.
Nowadays, it's
Bullshit, I done invested. You owe me some money. You owe me some money. I invested all my years in this shit. You owe me some money.
If it's what?
I said nowadays it's hard to
It
even
is.
get a ring or a commitment out of a man because everybody, this generation is making it okay to have 1 and 2 women.
It's a gray area.
That
No,
is not
they
okay.
don't have to keep.
Let me tell you what happened. Exactly. Back in the day, the men messed around. They had women, but it wasn't out open like it is now, and it's not accepted. Like some women accept it now. They accept it. Say, okay, it's a part of life. I got certain things I can't change. So they're accepting it. And the women that are accepting the married men and all the men of people that come to them, they're letting it happen. You know what I'm saying? So if the people don't let it happen, that stops a lot of them from messing around on you. If we close the door, Operation Pussy Shutdown, you know what I'm saying, which means if you, hey, I'm gonna call it. Look, everybody that's not married to that man, if you want to keep dubbing on one, no. Operation Pussy Shutdown. No, go back to your baby mama, go back home to your wife, go back home, whatever. That's where you need to go. Because anyway, you're messing with me. You know, because like you said, it's spiritual. When you're making love to somebody and with somebody, it's spiritual. You know, that's why it goes back to the Bible. There's an order. You know, and this is to me. I just said such. Is that really true? God said. I'll talk about the sex part. But there is an order where you're supposed to not shack up. You're supposed to have stay in your race when you have something have babies. If you see people now that's mixing their race and all this stuff is happening, different things, and it's terrible. And your race dies off. You're supposed to keep your race. But your race is dying off because you fixed it. You know what I'm saying? So there's no true race. True. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I don't know how I got that to there for what we're talking about. But yeah. Oh, I hate that. I lost. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm at that age. I don't know where I went. I was on a roll though, wasn't I? Though. I was talking about. I hate that. Where do you get that age? Where do you get that? It's like it just.
I'm not kidding. If I ask the question now that I'm dating. My first question to a man is, are you married? I'm not going to step into those boundaries. It's unhealthy. It's not right.
Okay. Good.
My second question when dating a man, I ask a man, what qualities in a woman does he desire? What does he look for in a woman? If he can't give me an answer to that question, then he doesn't even know what he wants. Red flag, I'm out the door.
You know, there's a difference what men want and a woman what a man wants a relationship versus what a woman wants a relationship. I think the women we want to be safe and secure. A man,
security.
He just wants to know that he's got somewhere he can go and and I'm sure he wants true love too, but a lot of them don't honor us like we honor them. They don't cherish us, put us on the pedestal like we do them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why that is. I'm not saying all men, but you see a lot of that. They can't. I don't know what it is. They can't uplift their women like they really should. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know. But it depends on who you are, because certain men want different things. Some men, you have different types of people. Some of them don't really care about nothing. Some people don't care about this. Now let me tell you, there's a thing called the 3F. Feed me, finance me, and F me. Them types, no. Okay, you don't need those types. Some women are happy with that though. Some you can do them where you are in life. If some people you're at different levels, you're not gonna be the same person you was when you was 15. You're not gonna be the same person when you was when you're 30. You're not gonna be the same person you was when you're 40. You know what I'm saying? So you grow, you go through different things, and you want different things. Now, when you're young, so now you probably want to buy, kick it down. You probably don't want nothing too steady because you want to have fun and run around. Then they get married. They want that one thing, but after they get married, they realize this is really what I want. Now I want this too, and that too, and that too. I mean, tonight I wanted a Pepsi, but I know I was going to want an orange next week, or Dr. Pepper after that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. That's just the only thing about the same time. But the youth now, this is a great area. The millennials, they're changing everything. And a lot of like church, a lot of them say they don't believe you going to church. They don't believe if you go to church, you got to sit there, you got to pay a pastor to learn the truth. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in marriages. They don't believe in all that. They do believe in like the shacking up, you know what I'm saying, or getting their own getting their own place. My son, he had his own place when he was 24 his house. And when he did, he's got tenants. They pay his mortgage. Now he's got a house in Tucson. He's got an apartment. And then I just found out. I'm not going to say that. But so I found something else. He was looking at some building down here in Phoenix. Now what? So let me tell you, you have them that are on fire. And those are the ones that's going to lead this country out of a lot of debt, I think, and it's going to bring it back to where it's supposed to be. But the one thing about this, there's going to be a lot of lost ones because they're taking the Bible out of their life. And that's one of our spiritual guidance. So without a spiritual guidance of some sort, some type of most high being that can help you get through this tough time. Without that, there's no hope in this world. This world there's nothing. If I didn't have the hope from the Bible or the God to believe in, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know where I'd be, you know? It's just even scary to think about. So I have to hold on to that, you know what I'm saying? I really have to hold on to that. I was going to bring another point up on, oh yeah, something happened to me the other day. So I don't know too much, and that's another thing, we don't know too much about other people's beliefs and religions. Day of the Dead. It's like Halloween, okay? This girl one time was preparing food. Doesn't ask her if she's making a lot of food. I said, we can do that. She said, I'm taking to the cemetery because her friend passed away, and this is her friend's favorite food. I'm like, the cemetery is still not, it's not clicking, right? Because, yeah, because, you know, when they come out, they like to see their favorite food, you know, prepare their food. That's what they like to do in life. And I'm thinking, not respecting her religion. I don't know, not respecting her religion. I came off the fact because I worked in cemeteries. So, girl, she ain't gonna come out. Man wasn't gonna get that food before she get it. That hurt her feelings. That crushed her. And it was only till later when I realized what I did and how you have to be careful with people with their beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Because just as much as I didn't believe that, people don't believe Jesus is coming back. When you tell that story, people are like, Jesus ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? So you can't mess with people's beliefs. You know? And I think that's important too when you're in a relationship. You guys have to be on the same belief level. Because it won't work. If you'll be like 20 years in something that's not gonna work, you want to write and work because you're not equally yoked. Can you grow to be equally yoked? I think you can. But it might hinder you from where you need to go to quicker because you're trying to hold on to something else that's not for you. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. But it's relationships, it's crazy. It's different. It's all about who you want. Do you know your worth? And do you know where you're going?
Are lazy nowadays. They don't have enough.
So,
they put in enough initiative, as like you said earlier, the women do when it comes to a relationship. It's all everything with the quickness. It's like, you know, study your mate, study your significant other. Put a lot of time and energy in studying your woman and knowing what makes her cry, knowing what makes her cry, doing those things, change and better a relationship, believe it or not. You know,
yes.
I love that. So now if I were to be in a relationship, I would spend a majority of my time studying the first couple years, studying my man.
You know what? Me and Eric, people talk about this, probably still are. We've been together for 21 years. And that's one thing that we do. We do things that I do know him. But I'm going to say like this, you're right. Some men don't because, well, he does now. But there was a couple years ago where he would go to the store. He knows I like to fillet fish. Okay, bring me back the fillet fish with extra tartar sauce. He knows that don't bring me back the fillet fish with no extra tartar sauce. Right?
Right.
If you know I like Sprite every time, don't come back with no double pepper. But I'll drink it. If I send you, baby, what you want? I want a turkey sandwich, and you come back with a club sandwich, something's wrong. And if it happens again, I mean, something's wrong. You're not paying attention to me.
He's
You're
not
not paying
paying.
attention to what I'm saying. Or you just don't care, or it was cheaper. You got those two that are penny pitchers that don't want to spend a lot of money. Don't mistake it because they don't love you. They're just penny pitchers. It's not that they don't think you're worth it. Like somehow, like I'm worth more than that. They're just they know you're worth it, but they're penny pinchers. Their environment, how they grew up, they're penny pinchers, so they're gonna be that way. You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody should have their own anyway. Bless a child that has its own, what the Bible says. But it still is good though for a man to read and recognize you, and you don't have to worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to say, can you do this again? Or I need this, need that. If you've been in my refrigerator 3 times and you know I need milk, and you come from the store and you got a beer and you put in there, I'm gonna say something.
Right.
You know, especially if I have kids. You know, you should read and recognize, especially if you're into me. You know what I'm saying? If you're into me, like you say, and post it up, like you want to be the king, you gotta do king shit. You can't want to be a king and don't produce, do king stuff. You can't do that. I mean, you might be able to do it for a little while, but I'm gonna get tired of it sooner or later and move on. You know? So
it's
yeah.
Wanting to be treated like a king, but they don't act like one. I'm not going to treat you like one if you're not acting like one. If you don't carry yourself like one, treating me and the children like little kings and queens, then no, you're not going to get that. You're just not.
I know.
You're going to give the same effort that the other individual is putting in, the same exact effort.
Right.
much if they're not putting too much.
Right,
You know?
exactly. Cause I'm a lover. I'm a crusher. I'm a caterer.
Me
That's
too.
that's why I stick with someone because I have to have somebody to cater to. And
Yeah.
I tried that stepping out too. Oh, I stepped out one time, and it was a trip. And I went the same thing you did. This person that came over, they wanted to do it first. I said, well, what happened to the taking out the dinner and
Right.
moving? And he's standing there doing his rubbing his thing up and down. Well, we got to. I'm like, you know what? No, it ain't that way, baby. Actually, I'm good in that department. I don't even need that. I just want some
Oh,
company,
I
somebody to have
see
fun
that
with.
first
Right? You know,
part.
that's all I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? So, and you realize when they know that they're not gonna get none, they stop coming around.
Right.
Leave it alone because then you know that's why they will come for in the first place.
How do
And
you
then
guys feel about online dating?
who? Oh,
Online.
I've never done online dating. But when you talk to people online and they try to make you be in a relationship, I love you. Do you love me? Do you care about me? I'm like, no, you just met me, and first you know I'm in a relationship. I don't know how people do online dating because let me take my daughter's a good example of this. It's not too good feeling with another person because what you do online is different than what you do when you're in person together. You might not be able to have that same conversation that you do when you're online versus when you're on face to face. I witnessed that before with my daughter and some friend that she paid for. I found out later to bring him down here to Arizona. I found later she paid for that bus ticket. So when we were talking to him to go, he didn't have the bus ticket, but he had to go because he experienced something. And I said, see, that's what you get for dating somebody and bring somebody that you don't know online. And shame on me for not being at the house at night. We were moving to Phoenix. And we cleaned the house down there. She stayed there. I'm not gonna tell her story because they get mad why they don't watch my show. Because they're like, oh mom, I can't believe you said this or said that. That's okay. But she learned and also she taught me. You know, now I always knew better. Because see, I'm old school. We dated, we met at places, it face to face. You know, if we did something online, it would be talking or something. Or what would we, you know, we just talk to each other on the phone. I mean, there was no online stuff. If we wanted to send a naked picture or a picture of her breast or a booty or something like that, we sit on the fax machine and print of it. We fax it to them. You know what I'm saying? That's how we did
Wait.
ours back in the day. But this nowadays, it's I don't know, kind of dangerous. You have the pedophiles. You got people that target your kids and you. You might think they into you, but they into your daughter or the kid or your boy. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through that crap. So you got to really know. I don't know. It's crazy. But then again, talk to some people who actually benefited from it. I'm sure there's some people that benefited from it. Like we were talking about DMs on the first night. When you want a date, you give it up on the first night. Now the tee to that is you're supposed to be a hoe and the guy ain't supposed to be into you. And he, you know, that's that because you get up for the first night. Do you believe that? Do you think a guy will talk bad to you if you give it
Desire
up?
that a man has for a woman after a first date. You know, I think that should that desire and that passion should be with only after knowing or getting to know that person.
Right. Um, well, yeah, it can come both ways, but then again, it goes back to where you are in life. If you're at that part where you're like that, you do that. But if you're at the part where you just want something for the fun or that's another thing. Now, I'm up in the area. I met him, and I told him he wasn't getting none first. I said, look, you can come around me and chill. I got a little bar, you know.
Oh,
He's like, yeah, I like the way you play, you know. Yeah, I said, but don't get mad if you don't get none. Because I'm going to get comfortable because this is what I do. I change my little t-shirt, nighty dress, whatever night, you know. First thing I do when I come home from anywhere is take my clothes off. I used to get spankings when I was young, but take my panties off, throw them in the corner. I still gotta get home from work, whatever. I just take my clothes off. Okay, take a shower if I need to, whatever, or just put something on. And I have to feel comfortable and loose. But respect me though. Now I'm not gonna have to wear things hanging out to where I'm enticing you so much. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'll keep it real. You know. But yeah, we got to talking and talking and talking and talking. And next thing I know, we were getting it in. And I was like, damn, shame you doing it for first night. You know, you check yourself like, damn, you know, but you just went with the flow. You went with the flow, and we still together to this day, in 2 years, in 1 year. So you can't go by that philosophy, you know. And so, I mean, but like I said, it's the individual. Now I think I have one more. In a relationship, okay, I said how far would you go? With this Corona going on,
Yeah.
since you talk about online dating, would you? Maybe that might be the best way to date, though. Online dating is that the new dating now? To meet somebody, because you meet somebody and they got the Corona. I mean, you know, that's that's bad now. It's like HIV now. So you
It
get
is.
dead for doing
That's
something that you
what
do. You know what I'm saying? Without protection. So now you gotta wrap up, you gotta mask up, you gotta mask up, you gotta wrap up, you gotta, shoot, crazy. I don't know. Some people just wait, let God send them, but that's dying out. Only because, like you said, people don't want to wait anymore. They want everything right now so fast. And I think society has shaped us that way. Because we have the microwave, DVRs, and this and that. You can click, get anything you want to in a few seconds. You know what I'm saying? So we're getting used to that. We're getting systemically brainwashed to a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why on the road, people don't have patience no more. So you can wait for cars. They move all the time because they can't even wait. Back in the day, we sat there, we waited. People don't even wait for a train anymore. For a train, they turn around and go the other way. Just wait, relax. Have some patience. We're getting away from it. Well, it's been good discussion. Anybody else new? Come on. I just want to thank everybody that has joined me and that will join me after we get done and share this with people. Day Day, I see you on there. How you doing, Day Day? I saw that. I'm not gonna do a show. I'm gonna start calling people out. I had to say something when I saw that post that your girl put up. I'm gonna say two things. Y'all speak for a minute. I gotta check with Katie real quick. And she's a Caucasian girl. She owns her faith. And she said, I don't need him, I can do it for myself. No, she can't. She cannot. Now you done put your seed in her. You can create something beautiful. Now you hold the responsibility and you be there for that baby. That's nothing that we're doing. We just have babies and visit the father's just leaving. And we're building up faster. The women are raising their sons and they're turning to gay. Okay? So I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm not shouting nobody, but I'm just saying the fathers need to be home with your children. You need to be home with your family. You need to make it work. You need to. We don't need a bunch of babies, fatherless babies running around. Okay? And also, this is to my black people. We need to go back to sticking to our race. I think our race is dying out. And we have a strong race. We have a good blood. We're kings and queens. When we step out, we're deep. We're deep. We're down in. We're depreciating our DNA. Why do you think we're basketball? We dominate. Sports we dominate. We dominate in a lot of the fields because we're strong. We're tough. We're kings and queens. You know what I'm saying, if we start going to get from that mixing, we're not as strong as we were meant to be. If that makes some sense in your body. I'm not. Oh, there goes I just left my left. No, I just lost my left. No. So it's just different. I think more we need to get back to. Now I get it. We should stick with your race because mixing races that might cause people going crazy because your different races are mixed. You already know, and that might be something. I don't know. It's pretty interesting though if you get into stuff. When you're not into the world like when you come up, but then you get into it with the older, it's like, man, I missed on a lot of stuff that's good, but it's good to know some things too, and your heritage and stuff. But anyways, I just want to shout out to everybody who joined me tonight in What up, yada? It's Stick on Soundbox 360 Radio. I got a song. I don't even do it, but I still get locked off. My Darby Locker sometimes. Yeah, I had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time. This is not your ordinary podcast. I can go here, there, everywhere, but we still get the job done. And in the day when the show's over with, I hope somebody got some type of help.
I really enjoyed the show.
That's the whole purpose of my platform is to help somebody. I don't know what we're saying to doing, but I just hope I reach somebody and have helped you some kind of way today. We'll go ahead again.
I said I really enjoyed, and I want to say thank you for inviting me on the show. We didn't really get to touch all the topics, but next show,
we'll say some next time.
Definitely. I'm driving now, you guys. I have to go pick up.
Are you?
Sister.
Yeah. Okay, good. Be safe now, okay? Be safe on the road. All that. Thank you. Yeah, and I think it's nice meeting you.
Don't forget to choose Urban Heart Notary for all your notary needs. I am mobile. I will come to you. You can I will give the information to Sharon to share I am doing 50% off all notary services right now. So
Good.
don't forget Urban Heart Notary. You can find me on Yelp, Google, and Yahoo. Thank you, Sharon. I
Yeah, we'll
love
put
you.
out more. You're welcome. Thank you. Too. I was telling everybody how we first met, and how we just kicked it, right? Just brought the bed. I was like, this is pretty
Yeah.
cool. It's pretty cool to have somebody that's level headed you can talk with, without tripping and stuff and going to different ways. Anyways, God bless you, okay? Keep in
Okay.
touch, all right? I'll talk to you later. Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks for y'all. That was Miss Candy. Like Candy. That's a nickname. Her middle name. Wow, that was pretty good. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Next week we're gonna do part two. We're gonna finish what we're talking about, and I'm gonna be more into relationships and self care because we're going through this and we might go through another second wave. So we need to mount up and get ourselves ready for this. And if I'm gonna tell you right now, start getting your paper towels and your toilet tissues and your stuff now. Because Eric already told me that the sanitizing and all stuff is trying to clean the shelves, starting to get clean again. It's not to go through that again. So get up there early and get your stuff. That way we're not fighting one another for it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to get to that point. So, yay, Arizona. We're Democrat state now. Shoot, and this first time in years. Biden. I'm like this. I don't care if Biden, Harris, or Trump. I don't care. I hope they all work together. Now they can be really strong. Y'all come together. Y'all are a real good team. Y'all come together and make this and get our country back together. You know what I'm saying? Or get it together and start opening some doors for the black. I'm so glad it's black you, not only black, but anybody that's getting their felony expunged. That's good. Get dropped, and now you got a chance. They're giving y'all a chance now. We all have a chance, but they're giving you another chance. Those that get incarcerated, they're giving you another chance to start your life, and you can do it good. Y'all mount up. Get 2 or 3 y'all open for business. It's still the weed on the street. Go for dispensary. Get it popping. We on the rise, baby. We are on the rise. We shall rise. Stay rooted. God bless. Thank you for watching the Donnie Rose Show at Soundbox. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I look so. I thought we had things to say. It's over. Am I still on?